Okay, take two of making this video because I got interrupted by my son. I want to show um, the Squirrel Girl issue here, and this is when I got into Squirrel Girl, and this was a couple years ago, probably almost 10 years ago, I think. I don't remember exactly when this book came out, but I was looking forward to it because when I saw the preview for it, it looked like it was going to be a pretty funny book. And I know that some people were complaining, especially about the art style, but I thought it was still going to be funny and worth looking at. Um, so this image down here, I mean, not this image, but this drawing of her actually looks pretty good. I think that's pretty cute. But for the most part, the artist has a pretty bad habit of um, drawing the characters very, maybe even intentionally ugly or without much, what we would call typical standard beauty traits. This is a cute picture of Doreen here, but throughout the rest of the book, not just her, but everybody looks pretty bad. Um, and it could be artistic choice, but it also kind of sometimes I think that writers or modern artists intentionally try to take what is it? They want to do away with what we think of as beauty standards and maybe call it postmodern artists, where they want to kind of protest against what we typically think of as ideal. And so I kind of always feel like maybe drawing this character ugly, which it appeared they tried to do, was an attempt to um, kind of resist or protest what we think of as our typical beauty standards. But I think what they unintentionally did was start um, the thick squirrel girl trend. So um, there's one panel in here in particular where I think, to my knowledge, she was never drawn so-called thick, THICC before. She was always kind of thin or just regular build. But ever since this book, as you see, where she tucks her tail into her pants and she stares and looks in the mirror, and there's emphasis on her butt. Ever since that, I think everywhere you see Squirrel Girl drawn after that, she's been kind of, not everywhere, but that's when she just kind of became more or less officially thick. Um, like I was saying, the facial expressions and the short haircut. I think there's a little bit of an attempt to de-beautify her again, because I believe that some people just they have they have an intent to take a shot or take a shot at or to take down the beauty standards that we typically hold up. But again, I think unintentionally they unintentionally they made Squirrel Girl, aka Doreen Green, much more attractive. Not in the face in this book at least, but while they wanted to represent more body types, they um, actually gave us a body type that, well, many of us um, tend to be attracted to. And maybe that wasn't the intent, but that's what we got now. I'm not going to make this a long video. I'm just going to show a little bit more. I actually can't find my other issues. I know I have other issues where it was one part in particular where I was trying to find where she wore her squirrels as a suit of armor. I can't find it. It's not in this one, but okay, look. But just point in case, this part here she looks very boyish. She look, if you were to, let's just say, hide the lower body, where it's there we go. You probably think that was a boy. And again, I think that was just intentional because, again, some of these artists that started getting hired at Marvel really, I don't want to use the word that kind of gets thrown. It's a W word. I don't want to use that word because to me, that word has been taken and gone way beyond any actual real use. It's just I don't even know how to really put it into words. But what it might have originally meant for what I would take as the extreme position, now it's just thrown out there completely without any real truth behind it, and it's just used in a derogatory manner instead of just actually being used to represent an extreme position. So again, here's an image of Doreen where, whether the artist intended to or not, he or she gave us something that we men are actually attracted to. So it's like, oh, you guys like skinny girls? Haha, here you go. Here's a girl who's not skinny. Take that. Okay, well, thank you. We like that too. And then maybe they went, no, you're not supposed to like that. You're supposed to hate that. No, we don't hate it. We actually like that too. So, aside from the very ugly way they draw the faces, Doreen would actually be an attractive character in this book. Now, what also bothers me, or it will bother me really bad when I first read this issue, is, again, these people, when they try to be progressive or whatever, they love to weaponize, not weaponize, maybe that's not the word. They love to use dark skinned people. This sort of I assumed at first that he or she was black. But because that's typically what I think progressive minded, so-called progressive people like to do. They like to use black people to push their agendas. And I think that is a form of racism. Because they could easily just do that with, especially with black men. They really like to effeminize black men. They could easily just do that with any other group of people, but they typically always like to do that using black people. And that's one of those things that just comes across to me as passive racism, passive aggressive racism. But anyway, I didn't mean to make this video about that. I'm getting off track. I just wanted to make it about this book, or this first issue of Squirrel Girl, when the thickening began. The thickening began to happen, basically. Oh, that's not the page. So yeah, this isn't the issue with her stopping the bank robbery and wearing the squirrels like a suit of armor. But anyway, so you'll see me play with Squirrel Girl in Marvel Rivals, because I genuinely do like the character. I like Squirrel Girl, and my favorite, of course, is Rogue. So I will definitely be maining Rogue once they release Rogue into Marvel Rivals. But so yeah, this was definitely before 2015. I'm just looking at this page here. So yeah, this is before Spider-Gwen's book came out. Oh, maybe this is the... No, she's not going to wear him like a suit of armor yet. But anyway, yeah, Squirrel Girl, Rogue, and probably Gambit are going to be my mains and Marvel Rivals. I'm not getting too heavy into the game right now, but eventually I will be. I'm going to bring this video to a close. I'm just trying to get to the last page. Why can't I just turn to the last page? It's hard to do this with one hand. So let me get the artist's name. Where is the artist's name? So it's going to be, was it Renzi? Was that the one who did the pencils? I'm trying to remember. It's been so long. Why can't I find that information? I'm just going to say it's probably, I'm going to guess and say it's Renzi. Renzi is probably the artist who did the pencils. So, but it might have been a decision to make her look kind of, not kind of, but ugly. I think they all look kind of ugly, but, well, Black Widow doesn't look ugly. So, I mean, it shows that they can draw nice looking characters when they want to. They just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but maybe that's just their art style. But anyway, this is when the thickening began. Somewhere probably between 2012 and 2014, probably.